Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I hope that you are well. You may not have noticed from my previous videos that there's no grass in this garden. On my last address I had a tiny patch around the front of the house and there was no back garden. And I just felt like get rid of the grass. It wasn't worth getting the mower out every 2 weeks in the summer to mow this little tiny patch. I mean, eventually I had literally a tiny patch, an oval patch about 2 meters wide by 1.5 meters wide. And I used that just to walk across to a storage area. But anyway, yeah, the point is, I got rid of the grass. So when I moved here, I just thought, yeah, why bother with cutting grass every 5 minutes in the summertime? And plus, the grass here really was a weed. I used to call it safari grass. I eventually found out it was known as couch grass, which is a weed. And yeah, so what I did with this patch, I covered it over and killed the grass off the first year, and then the second year I started digging up the ground, and I just found tons of stones. Not the ones I'm walking on, by the way, because when I was digging over the ground, just getting general landscaping done, I thought I would use these stones for out the front. So they're all out the front garden. And I really like the finished result out there. I'll show you that one day. And then I said to myself, well, really and truly, I wouldn't mind it for the back garden as well. I didn't fancy going to B&Q and getting a ton of stones for however much a ton of stones costs. Because, cut a long story short, I had a number of issues with the neighbours, and I wasn't happy from the first day I moved here, fighting with the neighbours and arguing with the neighbours, and noise from aeroplanes, and which I did get used to after a while, but noise from the motorway took years. Not too far from the M1. Anyway, yeah, the point is, I really wanted some more stones for the back garden, and I'd say probably took a few months. And what happened, I went up to the local shops one day, and the water company had dug 6 feet down into the ground, so there was these mounds of earth with all these white stones sticking out of the dirt. So I went up there every day until I got as much as I wanted, or as much as I could, out of the ground, and I had sufficient to lay down in the garden, as you see here. So what I'm trying to explain is that when I learnt about the law of attraction, I reflected on how many times over the years this had come into play without me realising it. I wanted something, and I wanted it free or very cheap. Like I said, I didn't want to spend any money on this house that I wasn't happy living in. Yeah, I wanted whatever I needed free or very cheap, and I got it. I mean, at one point, I did stop and wonder, what's going on here? Why do I keep getting everything I need for the garden? Take, for example, these 2 water butts. Look, I didn't pay for either of them. The faded one near the wall, that's connected to the downpipe, the neighbour down the road, after we'd fallen out and made up, he offered me that one. He said, oh, do you want this one day? And I took it from him. Had a little drip that I sorted out with a bit of something sticky. And yeah, Bob was your uncle. And the second one, I was walking to town one day and it was just out in the street. Brand new it was. I think it came with that base over there on the first one. And I bought that one for a tenner or something, whatever they cost. But yeah, as soon as I saw it, I mean, I just thought, this is either a very bad Amazon delivery, or somebody has got a brand new water butt that they don't want, and I just went for the second one, and I took it home. Did a U-turn straight away, because I thought somebody else will see that and they will take it before I have a chance to go to town and back. So yeah, 2 free water butts. Loads of things I've got for this garden just free. I mean, this table and chairs, it is a little bit makeshift, but I like it. Artisan. A lady who I knew, so they had been dumped by where her dad was living at the time in a flat. And she said, do I want it? And the base is very heavy, cast iron base. I mean, I love it. This pot too, I'd seen this in IKEA some time before, and I'm denied about getting it. Probably didn't have a car at the time, didn't want to carry it home on the bus. And again, it was being thrown out one day, walking to town, and I just said to the guy, he happened to be in the front garden, are you throwing that away? He said, yes, I took it. But loads of stuff I've got for this garden free, like this was one of my recent acquisitions, this trellis. The neighbour across the road, sadly she passed, and the new tenants, because there were two of them on the front of our house, they wanted one, they took it off the front of the house and put it round the back, but this one was flung in the garden. I say one because it was big. This bit and that bit was one piece, I cut it in half. But yeah, everything I get for this garden free, all very cheap in sales and stuff. So yeah, I mean, wish fulfilled. I wanted to do the garden on a budget because, like I said, I wasn't happy in the house. Those situations have resolved now. My neighbours are much quieter and I'm very friendly with them. We all get on. After years, I hardly noticed the motorway. And in fact, I think it sounds a bit like the sea sometimes when I hear it at night time. And the aeroplanes, you might have heard one going over. I hardly notice them. Catch the tail end of it. But yeah, there you go. Alright. Keep on learning about law of attraction, guys. This is our answer to the world's problems. Because once we acquire this power and have faith in it, we can change the world. Bye for now.